Welcome back, everybody. I am Dr. Jackie. If you're new here, I am a child and adolescent psychiatrist. This is the second part of my reaction to episode 1 of Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Let's just get right into it.
Beth, Jolene, your mama and daddy dead? What's the last thing they said to you before they died? I ask everybody. Use some really fun answers. Close your eyes.
I don't remember.
Someday you might. If you do, you let me know.
It's kind of piggybacking off of what I was saying in the first video. When you really want to gauge where a person is at, you can usually tell when somebody doesn't want to talk about something or if a memory kind of crossed their mind. When I first started out, this could get really frustrating because you know that the person remembered something or that they just don't want to talk about it. And if they just told you, then you can process it. But like I was saying before, something so traumatic is going to take time and rapport and trust. And as you can see, Beth is not ready to open up just yet to Jolene. When you are treating children, but this really applies to anybody, you also wonder what their language is surrounding talking about something like this or their emotions. Although somebody could be extremely intelligent and perform well academically, being able to sit in one's emotions, then identify their emotions and manage them is a whole different level of skill that takes a lot of time.
The green ones are the best.
What are they?
Vitamins. I say the green ones up for the nighttime, otherwise they turn off right when you need them to turn on. If you know what I mean.
Orange and browns for building a strong body. Take them both.
I think that they give me enough of a hint that the vitamins that she's taking, one is a benzodiazepine. If you've ever heard of something like Ativan, Xanax, stuff like that. The concern here is that benzodiazepines are habit forming, and so Jolene kind of mentions save them until the end. They work really well at nighttime. As a psychiatrist, you probably will prescribe benzodiazepines to manage alcohol withdrawal or extreme anxiety, oftentimes very short term. And Elizabeth does end up developing this habit where she will save several and take a bunch at a time. I have no idea how many milligrams or what kind of benzodiazepine, but the whole point is that she's taking quite a bit every nighttime or going a few days without and then taking a few, and she starts enjoying that feeling. And then the other thing that is just so frustrating as a child psychiatrist, but a psychiatrist in general, a clinician in general, is that we are nowhere to be found. All of these children in this orphanage are getting medications that I assume are being prescribed. Luckily, I think he's a nurse. He's administering the medications, but who's responsible for even diagnosing the children or even saying that, yes, you do need this medicine and that every single kid just gets a medicine, whether or not they need it. And then with that being said, when you go seek a therapist, there is a very specific thing that you probably want to tackle, a specific goal in mind. And the same thing with seeing a psychiatrist. Usually there's something that you want fully evaluated, determine if there's actually a diagnosis there or if it would warrant treatment. But since we don't see that anywhere, a lot of people are rightfully confused as to what we even do or what therapy and psychiatric medications are supposed to do or look like. Because we're never really portrayed accurately, there's just so much discrimination for people who have mental illness, for people seeking treatment for mental illness, and therefore those advocating for treatment when mental illness is extremely common.
Good reason.
Whatever this is, whatever you're doing, it's nuts. Even for you.
I don't expect you to understand.
What I understand is you're not taking care of yourself.
Okay, so that was a really hefty memory. Where to start with this? Because Clearly she's processing this on her own, and she is also remembering as a 9-year-old what her perceptions were as say a 5 or 6-year-old. So you can imagine that her emotional development, her language development is very different. Paul, her dad, had found mom who is acting quite erratic. I wouldn't be able to diagnose her. I would need a full history as to kind of what's going on, but it sounds like what they did do a good job of portraying is that this seems to happen quite a bit, or at least that's what Paul seems to allude to.
Isn't it beautiful? Let me come in and talk to Lizzie. Make sure she's okay.
Oh, you think I'd hurt her? She's happy here. This is where she belongs.
You honestly believe our daughter belongs in a trailer in the middle of nowhere?
Well, who says she's our daughter?
Oh, don't do that.
And she doesn't
Alice.
like being called Lizzie.
It seems like mom took Beth to a trailer that's in the middle of the woods. And what does that tell me? It seems like maybe we're feeling paranoid, where we're feeling like we're unsafe in certain places, that people are watching us, that people are following us. Paul comes by and gives her medicine. So clearly she's not taking medicine. I do like the way that Paul said that she's not acting like herself because she's not taking care of herself. It's quite sad because I'm not sure if Beth is even going to school during this time, and she finds a book that mom clearly is a math wizard. So whenever you evaluate a patient or meet them for the first time and get collateral from, say, I would reach out to Paul in this time and ask, what is Alice's baseline? And he would probably tell me that she is part of the Department of Mathematics at Cornell University and just wrote a book and has a PhD. So that is pretty significant, that this is a very big decline in overall functioning. With that being said, I also wonder, have we been off our meds before? Does this happen? Is this a pattern that we enter? And working with Alice to identify that, yes, this kind of happens when I'm off my medicine, and this is why I stay consistent with my medicine and with follow-ups. I hope you're enjoying the reaction series. If you haven't seen my other videos, they're up on the playlists on my channel. I really appreciate all the support so far, and hopefully you're learning something. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already, and add me on Instagram, and feel free to ask me questions there or down in the comments below. I hope that you're having a happy and healthy holiday, and I'll catch you at the next one.